Okay. Great. Committee of the whole meeting Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, call to order. Roll call,
Babcock?
please, Kim.
Babcock,
Here.
Sima,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Clock,
Here.
Mead,
Here.
and Gustafson.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Number one, approval of the minutes for the meeting of the Committee of the Whole from September 16th, 2025. So moved.
Second.
First by Justin Plock, second by Dane Mead. Vote, please.
Wright,
Yes.
Sima,
Yes.
Clock,
Yes.
Mead,
Yes.
Babcock.
Yes.
Thank you.
First, the two public comments. Anyone from the audience at this point in time? There's a second chance at the end of the meeting. You. New business number two, discussion and recommendation of a special event permit for Hometown Holiday to be held at along Main Street on December 13th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Motion to move this to the board. Or so moved.
Second.
I'm
Motion
sorry,
by
who was the
Justin.
first?
Motion by Justin Plock, second
Okay,
by
thank you.
Mike Sima. Good,
Yes.
thank you.
What were the anticipated costs?
$8,486.01. Around $8,500.
And that's without sponsorship money that I will be collecting. I don't have a fair idea of that right now. So we will gain some of that back. Cool.
And it will be completed to someone to divine dry weather. That's to me.
We hope so. Right. Vote. Please, Kim?
Sima,
Yes.
Clock,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
Mead,
Yes.
and Wright.
Yes.
Thank you.
Number three, discussion and recommendation of awarding contract for the Main and Bridge Street pedestrian crosswalk project.
So. Or call for vote.
First by Mike Sima. Second, Justin Plock. Discussion.
Brandon, please.
Yes, so as you guys are aware, have the information in the packets, we opened bids for the project on September 30th. We received 4 bids from local contractors. The bids that we received range from roughly $46,800 to $70,900. So just to quickly recap the scope, we are talking about crosswalk striping on the northern leg of Main Street and Bridge. It is bike path striping, essentially green striping to go along the east leg of that intersection. And then it is installing ADA curb ramps on the north leg of the intersection at both basically sides of Main Street. This project was originally brought up to help facilitate pedestrian crossings for the patrons that visit the coffee shop that is no longer there. It is still a safety issue, but obviously that's a high cost. $46,000 for 2 ADA ramps and some pavement striping is a very high cost. So what we did is we reached out to Carlos Molina at the Winnebago County Highway Department and asked him if we could come up with some sort of temporary solution to drop these project costs down. That is the county's intersection. So we have to work with them, and obviously this project, the 46,000, that is to make things fully ADA compliant all the way around. So we had reached out to Carlos. Unfortunately, we didn't get an answer back from him by tonight. I know he is extremely swamped and his staff is extremely swamped, but we will continue to talk with him per the direction of the board. But we are trying to come up with some sort of interim solution as far as maybe just pavement striping. That comes with the understanding that we would have a crosswalk that doesn't necessarily fully comply with ADA requirements. And it's also contingent on the county. right? If they come back and say, hey, sorry, guys, in order to do this, you gotta be fully compliant, then that's what we're gonna have to do. But they were gonna work with us to try to come up with a temporary solution. Unfortunately, we have not heard back from them. Trustee Plock, to answer on one of the questions that you asked, I believe at the last meeting, Ken and I think others had the same question. Can we build these improvements and not have to rip them out later? We did an assessment, Fairgram team, I should say, not me. Our Fairgram team did an assessment. Unfortunately, in this intersection, we have to lower the road profile by 1 foot as part of the reconstruction project. Most of that is to accommodate curb and gutter that's gonna be going in, so you gotta imagine, dropping your pavement 6 inches at a very minimum. But then also changing that road profile a little bit more to help facilitate drainage in the area. So we ran some quick back of the envelopes numbers on what that intersection reconstruction specifically would cost. And our high level estimates are about $2 million.
Yep.
So just to paint a picture of what would have to be done in order to tie into the existing roadways, we are looking at 200 to 300 feet of a full reconstruction curb and gutter installation on each leg of that intersection. And then going actually north all the way to the bridge with storm sewer improvements, sidewalk improvements if that's what was needed. But basically, as the design plans sit currently, full reconstruction, which is right of way to right of way, sidewalks, curb and gutter, roadway reconstruction, pedestrian paths, landscaping, we're looking at about $2 million to do that. I know that's not great news.
So at this point, do we have these options? We can delay this delay it for 2 weeks until we get a definitive answer from Mr. Molina as to if we can just do simple striping. Or the other option is just simply not to touch it at all till we are ready to do Main Street in that intersection as part of one of those things that is established as a priority in the capital improvement plan.
Yeah, those are absolutely options. From staff standpoint, at least me specifically, I would love to wait for Carlos, to have an opportunity to review that and potentially come up with some interim solutions. Yes, we can, do nothing. That's always an option. I'm not sure how much of a pedestrian safety issue we will have, considering the new business that's going in there shouldn't be generating that much traffic crossing the street. I think the coffee shop was one thing. People wanted to park on Main Street on their way further north and then hop over the side of the road. Maybe these people who are going to be visiting this, that are going to be there more, are going to be utilizing the parking lot that's built, or maybe they're not going to be crossing as frequently or as many customers. So yeah, there is the do nothing option. And another option that we could pursue if we don't deem it as a priority this year, we could potentially go out for bid again next year and in the early spring and see if we get some more competitive bids. Now, generally, you don't want to just rebid a project and make no changes to it, right? So that we would probably have to make some tweaks somehow, maybe expand the scope a little bit, maybe get more of what we actually want done as part of a project like that. But from our perspective, those costs, I mean, those are extremely high. And
Does Mr. Molina know that we want to redo the Main Street?
oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
He's
They were
aware of that,
they were integral. Yes,
so he
they
could understand that why we don't.
absolutely, and that's what was explained to Carlos.
Back and delay. It's not doing nothing. As it stands now.
It's a safety thing at
As it
this
stands
point.
now, where are people coming from, where are people going? I mean, if you look at it right now, as it stands right now, where are people coming from there? I mean, there's no one, I mean, how often, that's the point, until it's developed, right? I mean, it's very, very minimal.
And you can't force people to use that, even if you put it in.
I just think it's probably ahead of its time, right? I mean, until we get further development. Especially with the cost.
And I'm okay moving it forward and finding out at the board meeting what it says. We can decide at that level.
And we'll just hold it on.
I mean, moving it on the board, that way it's not. Then they move it forward, push it back.
So yeah, that's one thing. If the board decides that they maybe want to still construct this year, we are nearing during the weather change, right? So
Right, so
there's
if you
not a
push it
ton of
back,
construction
yeah.
time left. You know, the paint that goes down, there's some temperature requirements. Generally, it has to get to 50 degrees. The pavement itself has to get to 50 degrees. So including sun, you know, your high temperatures can be down in the 45-degree range. So I don't want to make it seem like we don't have time to do this. But at the same time, trustee Black's recommendation, that if you guys have any inclination that this project may move forward,
And you
I
can always
would maybe-
vote it down at the village board meeting. It's not like it's set in stone right this second. You're just moving it along in the process. That
What do
way,
you think is either, I guess, I mean, would it be,
well, I'd like to hear what Carlos Molina said.
well, I mean, would it be to do the full ADA project, or would it be to hopefully that have them allow the sort of a smaller.
I think hopefully allowing the smaller scope, but
So
then
this-
obviously still being able to have that conversation of doing the full project.
yeah, so this item that you have before you is approving the bids, right? So if you guys decide. Under no circumstances are we going to do the sidewalk improvements this year. Then I believe that,
Talk to Carlos.
yeah, we can still talk to Carlos. I mean, we would just separate the
something
striping
else.
out and probably we wouldn't have to, I don't think the cost would. I think the striping was somewhere in the $8,000 to $9,000 range. We wouldn't have to go out for bid for that project. We could just get 3 quotes to follow the village's purchasing policy. But in terms of awarding the bid, you know, we do have bidders that are waiting on direction from the village of, are you going to award this contract or not? And so if you're not gonna, if there's no inclination that you're gonna do any sort of the full scope of the project, then I think that the move forward is to, you know.
Turning into it.
What's the specific line item in the budget? No, right, what's the specific line item in the budget, right? So we could re-budget for it.
If you wanted to.
In the capital
I mean,
plans, but it was never anticipated. For some reason, this kind of grew.
Mm-hmm.
When it was first thought of, it was just, oh, it would just be simple striping. Then all of a sudden it became much more elaborate.
I just,
ADA compliant.
I just think is right now, look at where are people coming from, where are people going? And is there a constant traffic pattern? Is there people, is it needed? I mean, who's in that field going across the walkway, and so you actually.
Literally just the parking on.
Yeah, it's literally
Main
just
Street
there.
crossing, and then it's the people crossing on a bike path, which is used, but yeah, that's
still.
not $46,000 for it, there's something.
And more further developed, I don't think it's a priority, not a priority.
I'll redact my second. That's proper procedure. No,
Well, you wanna just not move it forward, yeah, you're gonna withdraw the motion and withdraw the second.
I withdraw my second.
You made the motion.
I'm withdraw your first.
Simon, you withdraw your
Motion.
motion. Yes. For the record will reflect the motion and the second are withdrawn, and we'll just leave it on the agenda for 2 weeks.
Do we need a motion to lay it over?
No.
Well, do we want to, I guess that's the question, do we want?
Have a report.
From,
Well, that's, can we, I guess we want to address this bid issue, so we can tell the contractors, no, we're not awarding this bid, we're gonna majigger the whole thing.
Yeah,
Try to figure
maybe
something else out.
we might reduce the scope and request quotes for just the pavement striping, but we need to give the contractor, the bid should either be, you know, approved or awarded, or it should not be awarded.
Yes.
Because the village doesn't want to spend the funds.
Well, that kind of changes things. Maybe you should have a motion to move it to board.
Yeah, I think so.
and then
Then
vote it
vote
down
on
at the
it.
board, and then all the people who bid know exactly what's going on.
And at that time, hopefully, we would have, you know,
I mean, we did go to the trouble to bid it, and they're all waiting.
All right,
So
well,
that's granted.
I re-motion.
motion, your motion.
I do have your second.
Are you seconding again? Trying to get it to those board, nobody.
No,
wanted
you
it.
were right. You were right. I concede that your thought pattern was correct.
Good job.
What's our?
And you don't have to vote yes, you can vote no, it just goes to board with a negative without a positive recommendation.
Don't we have a percentage though? Doesn't go, everybody votes no, it doesn't leave, it just. Probably had one where everybody voted no.
I haven't seen that in your ordinance. Generally, it comes out of committee either with a positive recommendation or without a positive recommendation.
Well, we have
But it
a,
still goes to.
so we have a motion to move it to the board, so let's, in a second, let's vote on moving it, and we'll wait for.
Hopefully we can get back.
We can vote no.
It's gotta be moved to the board anyway.
It's going
Okay,
to
the
the
board.
board. It's going to the board, whether you vote yes or no, it's going to the
Yes.
board.
But I would like some clarification. Are most people, is there the general consensus that there's no desire to spend almost $50,000 doing
there's
this?
no-
I guess we'll find out when we vote.
Well, it's helpful to know now.
I guess the question is, can we have something more temporary from the county
Right.
and it's far less expensive, and then we're willing to do that?
And we would do that completely separate from this bid award, you know, we would take the design from.
Put this down as it is, and then just start from the beginning, tell the contractors they're not waiting.
Cause otherwise they gotta wait 2 more weeks
Right,
to
and
find
you
out.
don't know if he's gonna get back to you in 2 weeks.
And they should be able to do that as soon as we vote right now.
Yeah.
Most people are
Are
wanting
we
it.
ready?
Good.
Yeah.
Vote.
you can.
Clock,
No.
Babcock,
No.
Mead,
No,
Wright,
No.
and Simon.
No.
Thank you.
Number 4, discussion and recommendation of the purchase of new chairs and tables for Porter Park Cabin, Uline. At an amount of $5,249.92. So moved.
Second.
We know how many this is. Right. Oh, that's set in there. Yeah.
72 chairs and a little table.
And one rack.
And
And a chair rack, yeah.
you get rid of those 2 long ones that if people try to move out, they keep banging the doors, so this one's like a small one, we'll be able to keep underneath the stairs.
Very good. Vote please, Kim?
Wright,
Yes.
Mead,
yes,
Clock,
Yes.
Simon,
Yes.
and Babcock.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Number 5, discussion and recommendation, purchase of 4 solar speed signs from Traffic Logics in the amount of $14,130.
Yeah, so these speed signs are just the digital speed signs, Public Works would install them. And it's got the flashing light in it, for the school zones. It'll be set on each side of Kinnick and Rossville Middle School, school zones, just a more lighted warning that they're coming into a school zone and how fast they're going and slow them down. This was already a budgeted item. It was under the equipment purchases, non-capital for this year's budget, so it was already budgeted for this year. We are waiting for some information from the county in order to direct them on Elevator Road, but it looks pretty promising.
Correct, yeah,
And we want
so I did
purchase these to get them in before.
Yep, so I submitted basically our plan of action of what we would like to do to the county. I got a response from the county saying, yep, we do this for other municipalities. You're allowed to, place them in our right of way. I have to set up a call with their permit technician to just go over some specifics, but we will have direction moving forward. County seems open to it, that will come with a few conditions that we have to maintain those, moving forward. They're not gonna have to replace those. It'll come with some standard conditions like that. But it does look promising. It seems like they're open to the possibility. Obviously, before we brought this to the board, we made sure that was.
It says that, it collects data, so does that tell you what time of day and stuff people are speeding
Yeah,
and
we'll
whatnot?
collect
So
the
you'll be
data.
able to
Yeah,
monitor.
and we're not looking at using, there is a subscription type based one where you can do it. Digitally where it just sends you or Wi-Fi type thing. From what I understand, we'll just go up there and download the data and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
schools.
and they would be on all the time though. I mean, it's something that you're not gonna go up, flip a switch every day. So it would also help on Elevator Road and Main Street, just to slow traffic down in general.
Yeah,
That's
well, and I'll let you know what time of day.
Yeah.
you're patrolling areas.
So school zones are the only place you would use these, like I was thinking, is there any other places that they?
These two, we do have one currently that we have in our garage that was from an insurance claim type thing. And we were looking at once something happens out to the front of Main Street here, like I know we've offered it to Public Works and engineering in order to place somewhere possibly on Main Street to if you slow traffic out down here or something. It is a permanent board, so wherever that usage would like to be.
Cause you have.
These are permanent, right?
These are.
These are permanent means.
Cause you already have the mobile one that you move around, so.
Yes. Is the mobile one gonna go back up in Chicory Ridge or is the pole just gonna stay there forever?
It's, all depends, I mean, if you guys,
The one that we have in the department is the one that replaced that one from theft. So if you'd like it there, I mean.
Well, they're just
We
a
can
pole that has
We can
nothing
put
on
that
it.
one up anywhere you want to, so if that's something that you.
I didn't know if you had poles you're rotating around to, or
No, because those
Why
are,
the poles
those are all
are there, yeah.
permanent ones. So, yeah, so the only one we have that's mobile is the one on the wheels that we drag behind.
if you feel like it's not going to go back there, can you guys remove the pole?
Yeah.
That person's your.
I mean, if the board would like to decide too, as to where they would like that other digital permanent sign to go as well, if you'd like along Main Street or somewhere else.
Second
We're
Street,
happy to help. us.
Second Street.
So,
Yeah, I like Main Street.
How about
in
Chestnut,
front of
the
the
bike
Secretary of
path?
State, Bill, I mean, it's been constant traffic.
We got a few places.
We need to up our budget next year for
Yeah,
speed signs.
got DMV here that.
Okay,
Pros and cons.
I'll make a motion, we send it to the board.
Second,
Motion by Justin Plock, second by Dane Mead. Vote please, Kim.
Mead,
yes.
Babcock,
yes.
Simon,
Yes.
Clock,
Yes.
and Wright.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim. Discussion number 6, discussion and recommendation of approving membership to the MOCIC, Mid-States Organized Crime Information Center. Sam, take that one away.
So this is a regional information sharing system, it's called RISNet. It's like over more than 300 resources and over 78 million intelligence and investigative records that they hold. It's basically a big collection area for the Midwest kind of thing, that can assist us in all kinds of things like investigation. They have analytical products, so they can do court-ready charts for us, maps on investigations, help them detect suspects. They can clear up like if we have a digital photo or something that we did or motion, we can actually, they can depixelize it a little bit so we can make out if it says something on the side or actually look it up. And they also will do timelines for us, maps, diagrams, courtroom graphics. They do have other things as far as like equipment. They, if you're a part of the group, they will just give it to you, not kid key, but they'll just kind of rent it out to you, like you have it for the time being. Surveillance equipment, audio and video equipment, full cameras, GPS trackers. It's just a lot of information and a lot of resources that they can help provide. It is a $50 application fee for the first year, and it's only $150 for every annual to stay in it for our size of department. So $50 first year and then $150 for all the future years after that, very minimal for what you got. So many agencies.
Are we currently? So
This is
what you, why aren't we here?
It has something similar. There's multiple entities.
Yeah, so.
Motion to send to the board.
Yes.
Motion by Justin Plock, second by Mike Simon. Roll call, Kim. Sorry, vote, Kim.
Clock,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Mead,
Yes.
Babcock,
Yes.
and Simon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Number 7, discussion and recommendation of the creation of a tobacco retailer licensing ordinance.
I guess. I just want direction from us for this, is what you guys are looking for?
So just for the public, this would be similar to how we license our alcohol, tobacco, or alcohol licenses. We'd be licensing the actual business. They come in, they get a license from the village for, as a tobacco retailer. We'd also you can consider licensing also the individual sellers of the tobacco. Same thing, we license the sellers of our alcohol. So we need to know from you, and we can go through the information, but we need to know from you is, first of all, do you want to do this? How you want to structure the licensing portion of it? Fee wise, we have multiple criteria, talk about maybe doing a high volume or low volume type of a license. as well as what kind of penalties, if any, do you want to have for violators of any of this? And then I think the applications themselves would be very similar to how we, what we request from the alcohol retailers. So I think that's sort of the information I think and we need to get. I mean, Green needs, so we can work on drafting the ordinance that would put this into place.
And if I might, with the tweaks that we make, this will be consistent with what Winnebago County has in place, Chesapeake Park, Wells Park. I don't know if Rockland has it or not, but it'll be relatively uniform. We can do our own tweaks in certain ways, but it'll be consistent with what other villages.
So would it be called the Liquor and Tobacco Commission?
I don't know that you need to change the name, we'll just indicate
It's under the Liquor Commission, so if we have meetings, it would include.
I mean, the city of Rockford changed it to LTAB,
Yeah.
which is liquor and tobacco. I've been in front of the LTAB several times.
We said
Lions
fire
down in
commission,
Rock-
but we don't have a fire.
So what about the establishments that are already selling tobacco?
They would have to apply with it.
Why? So they have to come.
We'd have to notify the
Well,
current.
it'd be similar to like liquor and all the licenses, they're for the slot places.
Sense, I'm sure. the
Liquor license.
Place.
I guess for me, it'd be easier to make tweaks seeing something. I've not seen the Rockford one, I don't.
Yeah, I think I might,
So,
Joe, maybe, I mean, I'll go ahead and do prep between you and I, we can put a recommended high-low and a recommended and.
For the fines and
to
for
the
the-
extent See something you wanna change, but you need it more.
Is there any way to, so like just specific smoke shop, their primary business, like smoke vape shop? And they have their own category tier under that, their own tier? Essentially,
We talked
versus a
about,
gas
something
station.
like that, I think we talked about doing would be like a high volume. Where it would be somebody, a corporation who does purely or does, majority of business, just the smoke shop type thing would be a high volume one. Then obviously you would buy up all retailers, so you have a low volume, maybe less, it's less burdensome for us to deal with it. We're not doing enforcement, we're not doing things on those. A low volume for like a gas station, sort of a, Schnucks maybe, someone who's not, majority of their business is not selling tobacco. So I think that's, yeah, you would do.
So I guess for me though, like the CBD stores and stuff, but not. Their business, some of them may primarily sell CBD. So, but they, they might fall under more of a low volume,
They might,
right?
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying.
Or don't care, I mean, the same regulations would be there, it's just we're talking about, I guess, the licensing fees. So I guess that's how you could sort of structure, everybody's not gonna comply with it, so I
Well,
suppose.
like
I know what you're
liquor,
saying.
we have boutique, we have,
Yeah.
but, let's say, we should have maybe a few different classes versus.
Or just not
others.
I don't recall that being in the ones that I'm aware of. I don't know how you classify it. I mean, it's.
It'd be hard for that.
Percentage of
You know, frankly, the CBD stores that I've been in don't generally sell tobacco because they're selling CBD as, as something, as a positive health thing. It's more the hemp.
Or the hell, that's what I mean too.
THC stores that'll also sell tobacco, or tobacco will also sell cannabis hemp. So we kind of can't regulate the whole, it'll all fit in. I mean, we'll just regulate tobacco, that's what we're allowed to regulate.
I think, to me, I mean, it makes sense to have, if you're specifically tobacco, CBD or THC, whatever hemp. I mean, that to me should be its own category of store. You're advertising primarily smoke shop. If that makes sense, I don't. Whatever you bring in front of us, we can look at
We'll look
and
at
make tweaks. I think at this point, it'd be easier for.
Other there's on-site smoking, in like
Right.
Rudy's down the Rockford. Few times I've been in there, there's always these people in there smoking the place up. Smoking cigars. They too.
Did you have enough from us then? Right, a second?
I think, Joe, between you and I mean, I'll put the draft together, but you and I will consult on the weeks.
I don't think I already looked at the draft, it's in there, I mean, there's, obviously we'll do a different, more full version of it, but the sort of the form model one is in the board packet, so I'll look at that, just go ahead to that, if you like, or, yes, it's really don't like, really, let us know about that.
Something we can bring up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I should be able to bring it forward to, absolutely.
Thank you.
I mean, there's a model ordinance there, so it's just. Yeah, all things are there, just gotta get the individual stuff.
Public comment, last one. Thank you.
Did we vote on that?
Did we need to?
Just maybe the right.
Oh, this is just a discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just.
No, it's fine. Presentations, presentation and report on the IML conference. I'll go first. The networking was unbelievably good. Fabulous. We must have sat down with numerous villages, LaGrange Park,
Durant.
Rand. It was, and everyone, we were kind of sitting around, we engaged with on some things. And went into some discussion groups. The big thing that we did on day one was TIF districts was a giant topic. Went to 2 or 3 different seminars on different avenues of TIF districts. What kind of floored me a little bit was a show of hands in the crowd of how many villages, municipalities, cities, whatever you want to call them, had TIF districts. And I'm just gonna say, I'm afraid to admit, we were about the only ones in the room that didn't raise our hands.
But we do have TIF districts, so you should have.
Right. Are we still utilizing that one?
Yeah.
Very good.
Cause most of the TIF conversation I got was positive. It was, there was even comments made, I don't know how you get developers without it.
Anymore these days, yeah.
So,
That was a big stress point to pursue more of those. To get people these days to develop in your communities. It's tougher and tougher on developers and people as such to do that. Another very interesting one, we sat through retail. Day 2, we sat through retail. And that gentleman out of Texas shed some pretty good light.
The retail coach.
He was a retail.
and the recruiter.
Retail coach.
Is that the company though? I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we've had them as consultants before, we've had them.
Yes.
Retail
Yeah.
coaches, they would be some here.
I think that must be the same guy.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, you sit in the room and everybody. I mean, the guy, everybody wants, you know, if I hear Trader Joe's again. It's, you know, everybody in the room wanted something. But I think the most I got out of it was the TIF and the networking was. We ran into a lot of folks and met a lot of different, we tried to meet with some bigger places to some smaller, that's where we met with Durant. Smaller than us, and we met with Lakewood Range Park, the women, 2 women from there. And we kind of sat down and they described what they're doing with their TIF district with us. And they're living by it like crazy. It's just saved their community. Very good. We should go back. I don't know if we want to bring as many people as Love Park.
Yeah.
Made quite a few people. Jane, anything else?
No, that was I enjoyed talking to some of the border municipality people, is like McChesney and obviously Rockton. We wanna keep good relationships with our border municipalities. Maybe we share their.
Not sit down.
No.
Just saying. I'm gonna bring that up.
One thing I'd like to add, I can't remember the guy's name, but retail coach, made a prediction. If we think of where the bank is now, that had been a number of restaurants, he once said that certain locations get tainted. That no matter, you'll find a succession of unsuccessful businesses And then you have to turn around, pivot and do something entirely different. And he was referring to, what's the name of the bank now? That's
Mid.
from Chase, whatever they're called
Mid.
now.
Mid.
Okay, but if you remember, that had been 4 different restaurants. It had been 4 or 5 different restaurants in the history of that
Yeah.
particular.
He stressed location, 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 and that is still holds true.
Kind of like, I mean, Mary's Market's doing better, but that same building,
Same type
Throughout
of
my-
thing, yes.
living here, it's been 5 or 6 different restaurants.
The one thing he did tell us before we all left the room was if the new direction is families with kid options and parent options. He said that's,
Under one roof.
yep, that's the biggest thing going right now. The parents want to go out. Don't want to get the babysitter. They want to go out somewhere and be able to do something with kids and with family. It was big family stuff.
Who said that?
The coach, yeah,
Yes. Aaron Farmer, I think you worked with, is it
Oh,
Coffer or?
Yes, Kelly.
Kelly Coffer and then
Kelly.
Aaron Farmer, I think they,
yeah, I have his name written down. That, when we all left, and we said, there's one thing I can tell you before you leave. Your thoughts towards bringing in families.
yeah, we had them for a couple of years that were here.
I think somebody said Great Move Lodge back in the.
Oh. Whoops. But it was good. It was quick. We jumped from meeting to meeting and we did a lot of walk.
Well, thanks for the report.
Yeah, it's good. Executive session not necessary for committee of the whole this evening, adjournment. All in favor of? Mommy. Second. All in favor of?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you. Have a good night.
How's the conference?
So far, so good. We did a couple of, like everybody got together and we did,